Welcome to Blueprint Radio. I'm your host, Martin Williams. Here we help you create a blueprint for your life. So let's build. And welcome to the Blueprint Radio podcast. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You may do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All the links to the podcast can be found at guidedexpressions.com/podcast with an S. Today, my subject is it's levels to this. So many people have said that phrase in one way or another over the years. It's been in songs. It's something that is said a lot on social media. But I think that people don't really see the life application of it. And I think it's important that we understand that in life, there's levels. And if you're not where you want to be in life, whether it's career, whether it's finances, whether it's with your health, it's because you're not operating at the level that those things manifest. So let me explain. For years, I wanted to work from home. For years, I wanted to have, more responsibility, more money, more rewards, right? But it seemed like it just kept eluding me year after year after year. And, you start getting frustrated because you see people growing and you're not growing. You see people going places and you're not going places. So, it gets to a point where it starts to become almost demotivating because you don't see the path forward. You don't see the way forward. So I had to realize that I wasn't really operating at the level that I said that I wanted to have, right? In any job, the manager is supposed to know more about what's going on than the employee as it pertains to the overall operations aspect. Okay, because the manager has to manage more than one person. So you got to know what employee number one does, what employee number two does, employee number three does, and you got to be able to control the situation, control the operations aspect of that company. Right? So if you want to be a manager, then you have to know more than just your job. You got to know everyone's job, right? Because in that way, you're prepared to handle a situation. What if that employee shows up sick, right? You could use a fast food analogy. If you want to be a manager of a McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or what have you, right? You better know how to make fries. You better know how to make burgers. You better know how to make tacos. You better know how to do everyone else's job, because there often will come a time where one person won't show up. One person will be sick, or, they'll call out because they're having a mental health day or what have you. And so you've got to be ready to step in and do their job until you can find someone else to replace them. Okay. So, it works in business, but it also works with money. How many times have people said, I wish I made more money, but they're not managing the money that they have now, right? In order to manage a lot of money, right, you've got to have better financial skills than you have when you have very little money, right? You have to improve your skills, right? So if writing down what you spend on a daily basis is too cumbersome, right? What's going to happen when that income is 10x and you've got to spend more, right? I think a lot of people don't realize that there's levels to this. So if you're going to aspire to a higher level of work, of career, of just being, it comes with a certain level of responsibility. In the Bible, it says, to whom much is given, much is required. And so when you understand that, you understand, okay, if I want more, then more is required of me. And am I ready to handle that level of responsibility? And if you are, then guess what? You're going to get tested, right? You're going to get tested to see if you can handle that level of responsibility. And oftentimes people, they don't pass the test. But just because you don't pass it the first time doesn't mean you can't pass it the second time. You just got to be prepared, better prepared for it. Life's problems and life's challenges offer a way for us to learn how to take on more responsibility. I've had more responsibility at this point in my life than I've ever had before, but I'm starting to see that it's because I'm asking for more. I'm asking to have more and to be more. So whenever you ask for more, God gives you more responsibility, and he gives you an opportunity to learn how to handle it, right? And so be kind with yourself if you feel like maybe you're drowning, maybe you feel like you're not measuring up to the moment. It's really just a test. You're not, it's not something that's life or death, but you're just being tested to see if you're ready for the next level of opportunity. And yes, it comes with more responsibility, but as I said earlier, it also comes with more rewards. And so you don't just focus on the added responsibility and the added things that you have to do. You can also focus on the rewards, right? Because guess what? The manager gets paid more than the employee, right? The president gets paid more than the manager, right? It all comes with more responsibility. It's levels to this, right? So if you're upset with where you are, just understand that there's a higher level, but you have to start preparing for that higher level. And you have to start also embracing the preparation that comes with wanting a higher level of life. For me, I wanted a better job, but I didn't have the skills. I wasn't operating well at the level that I was at. I was disorganized. I didn't have the necessary, time management skills. I didn't have the necessary communication skills that I have now. And I certainly haven't attained what I want to attain, but I'm better today than I was 5 years ago in that regard, right? Just because you want something doesn't mean you're ready for it. I just said something right there. Just because you want something doesn't mean you're ready for it, right? A lot of people want things, but they're not ready for it. So instead of sulking and being upset about not having it, why not just get ready for it? So when it shows up, you don't lose it. You don't mess it up, right? And when I say mess it up, I'm talking about when you have an opportunity, you can either embrace it and, perform beyond expectations, or you can squander it. I've squandered a lot of opportunities because I wasn't ready for it, right? But I learned over the years that not being ready for it really isn't an excuse, because if you want to go to a higher level, and this is in any field, in any area, there's going to be an opportunity waiting for you, but you've got to be ready for the opportunity when it shows up. So if I could tell you anything, focus on how you can improve, right? If you want to have the higher job in your company, or better yet, if you want to go into entrepreneurship for yourself, right? Start getting ready for that next level. Because here's the thing with entrepreneurship, there's no one telling you what to do. Like, you have to be self-directed. You have to be self-motivated. You've got to pull yourself out of bed and make content and make products and make services, when no one's telling you to do it. You've got to be able to, direct your business in the path you want it to go. And if you're not ready to do that, then you're probably not ready for entrepreneurship. But if you can get yourself ready and, just decide, okay, I'm going to do what it takes to put myself in that position, then, you can go forward into that field and you won't starve to death, right? And there's more to it than that. There's financial management, there's people management, there's dealing with people, whether it's dealing with customers, clients, vendors, and especially employees, right? If you're not someone who gets along well with people, then I would really, really rethink entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is a people business. So you've got to be able to interact with people, right? And, even if you're a solopreneur, you still got to, interact with people, right? Because people are going to be buying your product. People are the ones with the money to pay for your product. So, there's a level to this, right? You may be at a level right now where, you may not like people that much, right? And maybe for good reason, but now's the time to elevate. Now's the time to learn how to work with different types of people, different races, different backgrounds, different political ideologies, right? There's people that I've worked with in the past that were of a different political ideology than mine. But guess what? I had to work with them, right? And sometimes business goes beyond working with people that share all your views, right? That you're going to work with people that don't share all your views, but you got to be mature enough to say, okay, let's work together to get the job done, and understand that maybe we don't have to be friends, or we don't have to be the best of friends, but I can respect you and you can respect me, and then we can work together and accomplish what it is that we're trying to accomplish. So just understand there's levels, right? There's levels. And so work on, if I could give you one thing to work on elevating your level, right? Whatever it is, whether it's your level of organization, right? If your desk has a bunch of papers on it, start organizing those papers, right? If your computer has files all over the place, start organizing those files. If you're someone who just kind of jumps into your day and don't write out a plan or write out goals, start writing out goals every single day. Start writing out a plan every single day, and start really thinking yourself as someone. Let me start over. Thinking of yourself as someone who is on top of his or her work, right? Just start to think on top of whatever it is that you're working through, right? Because in the middle of it, it's very easy to get confused. It's very easy to get bogged down. But when you think above it, right, and you can see the big picture, then you can start to move with greater clarity and greater speed and greater focus. So just work on getting better in every area of your life, right? And you don't have to do it all at once. Pick one area and improve that, raise it up to a higher level. Then pick another area, raise that up to a higher level, right? And as you ascend and go to higher levels in those areas, the rewards start coming with it. So I'm going to leave it at that. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to Blueprint Radio. For more information on Martin Williams coaching and products, please go to guidedexpressions.com or visit me on Facebook as well as Instagram.